Welcome to the show Hobby Talk. I am your host, Dr. Collectible, and you're tuned into another episode. This is where I have interesting conversations with individuals in the hobby. You may know their names or they may be up and coming. But in a time frame, sooner or later, you're gonna find out who they are. This week I have a very interesting guest, which her name is Cassidy, but she also go by Pirate Lady TCG. Great individual in the hobby. She does content, and I think she's on the rise. I think she's the next one to become another household name in the hobby that makes content. So I love what she does. I think y'all gonna love this interview, just learning about her and who she is, and not only that, supporting the women in this hobby. That's what I'm all about sometimes. So I love to be able to share my platform with individuals like that. And also make sure to utilize the code Hobby Talk. You want to utilize that code. Make sure to check out also Pristine Auction. Great platform, right? If you haven't checked out their website, you definitely want to tune in and see what type of auctions they have going on. And like I said, utilize that code Hobby Talk, man. We're going to get into the interview with your boy the Doc. Let's get to it.
Lady TCG on Instagram, but I go by Cassidy. I started doing cards about 2 years ago and then found my way into doing content. So Doc did catch me very early on, about a year ago is when I took it seriously. And you honestly really just helped push me with content, guide me, discipline me in what I need to do. But yeah, I collect Pokemon, One Piece, big Dragon Ball fan, so I'm a huge collector of Dragon Ball, and I recently started collecting piggy banks. Yeah, shout out the Dragon Ball shirts, we're matching. But yeah, so I've just been doing content creation, and in 2025 I decided to start going to shows in Canada and the States, and just started vending there. It's been doing well so far.
Yeah, kudos to you. Like
You.
this whole little path that you've been taking. When I first went across your page, I even noticed like cards, the hobby, but then even on your personal page, I'm like, yo, she is an all type of talent.
Yeah.
You do a lot of things, and I see that it kind of like translate over to what you're doing with content
Mm-hmm.
in the hobby. When I see the professionalism and how you carry yourself, and you work well with others. How is it being a content creator in this space?
In the card space, it's definitely interesting.
Yes.
I've done my only content experience in the past was just doing modeling shoots for Caravana here in Toronto, is where I'm based. So doing content myself, I'm not a person that likes to be in front of the camera, but I said let me just take a shot at it. And I enjoy it. It's definitely interesting meeting faces, meeting people, and even people that see my stuff online and I meet at
Mm-hmm.
shows has been really good because the feedback that I hear from people and just seeing people's daughters in the space specifically has been very heartwarming for me, especially being in a very male dominated space, doing the content, doing the cards, just also being a face for women. Is means a lot.
Yeah,
But
women.
content wise, yeah.
No, big shout out to the women in space. What you
Yeah.
doing? That's where I feel like that trailblazing coming from because I think you're new, you're fresh, but then
Mm-hmm.
also we do have women in the space that do talk about sports cars, but on
Yeah.
a particular note, you're not only into the Pokemon, but One Piece, Dragon
Yeah.
Ball Z. I see you
Mm-hmm.
talk about a collective of cards, not
Yeah.
just sticking to one
Mm-hmm.
space or I would say one lane. For
Yeah.
you, how is it like collecting what you kind of love? I know you definitely rock like with the One Piece, and then on top of that,
Yeah.
with the Dragon Ball Z, you got on the merch. How is it
Mm-hmm.
collecting what you love, like far as with these cards?
The collecting part is definitely fun. I never used to collect anything growing up until recently. Dragon Ball has my heart, hands down. Some of the best artworks I've seen, and I just love the way that they present their cards. So that's why it's a personal favorite of mine. One Piece, I actually started playing the card game, and that's what got me into collecting. And I just found an avenue with One Piece for flipping. So buying, selling, trading One Piece cards when that first came out was what I started doing besides playing. And then Pokemon was just it's a hands-on fan favorite. It's a fluid market. It's very good. And then I just kind of dove into the Pokemon after. And then piggy banks. Piggy banks is the newest thing I've been testing
Yes.
out, trying. I love it. I love the artwork. I love what they're doing. So that's kind of been the newest collecting side for me. But I just collect what I like. Whatever, as a girl, whatever's cute is my favorite. So that's kind of just how I decide on what I collect. I don't do sports at the moment. A little bit
Mm.
difficult to know, but I love the anime. I love the TCG market. I love the community around anime too.
Yeah, I had a friend tell me this years ago. Me and you know this individual, and
Mhm.
they said to me years ago, they was like, man, they was like sports, yo, just so competitive, but like
Mhm.
TCG is just it's competitive, but it's like everyone feels welcome. You
Yes.
don't have to feel judged to see that kid walking around in a Pokemon outfit or adult
Hmm.
walking around as Pikachu as how different it might be at a sports card event. Not saying
Exactly.
it's like taboo or anything like that,
Yeah.
but um being accepted more and also the word that I'm looking for is the aggressiveness.
Hmm.
I don't think TCG is that aggressive.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you don't have to worry about well, I guess they say Pikachu or Blastoise, pulling
Exactly. You don't
Achilles.
gotta worry about them doing anything. The most they're doing is electrocuting something.
Bingo. Like
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. So like when it comes to sports, I know you've been around it.
Yes.
I would have to ask like if there was a team that you would collect, would there be any sports team out there? And I'm talking about
Oh,
baseball, football, basketball,
any
soccer,
sport.
any sport. What
Hmm.
would be the main thing that you would collect?
I
Or
mean,
or you could
from
already be
Canada,
doing it a little bit.
I
Mm,
could be doing a little bit. I mean, I've bought a couple here and there. I don't know what I'm buying when it comes to sports, but I've tried. I guess since I'm from Canada, I have to represent Toronto Raptors, hands down. That's definitely got to be the
okay.
go-to team. But yeah, I love basketball. I don't do too much hockey or any other sports, so I have collected on my page. There's a couple basketball guys on there. Just because
Hmm.
I relate to the sport. In my community here, we love basketball. In terms of other teams, I guess we got to go Toronto Blue Jays, shout them out too. But other than that, not much knowledge into sports specifically.
Right, right. Now, I think for sports, it kind of crossbreed with like TCG a little bit as well. For me,
Yes.
I think both are just a little bit competitive, and I
Hmm.
think they all have like the things that they just match. Because I like both.
Right.
Growing up on Pokemon,
Hmm.
the same way I love basketball growing up.
Yeah.
Kobe is the reason why I grew out my hair. So it's
Right.
like I found a balance in that, and it's good that you have a love for all things. Like I call myself Dr. Collectible. For me,
Hmm.
you call yourself Pirate Lady, but on top of that, you have the TCG. But it's like with TCG, there's so many different lanes of collecting. So you're
Yeah.
not like I feel like you haven't put yourself in a box. You know?
Yeah. You're not stuck to one thing. You're not limited to one category like sports. And I think it just allows creative expression as well. Like
Mm,
artworks are insane. You can collect what you like. Piggy Banks. Piggy Banks has a Kobe piece. He's done
yes.
amazing with those pieces. Those look nasty. Like I think the TCG market is so broad in terms of what it can do. Um, out in North America alone too, it's growing massively. So card shows have been going insane. TCGs at card shows probably overpower sports cards for most of the shows that I've been to. So it's a
Hmm.
growing market, and I think it's good for even kids. I think the biggest happen is with kids seeing how you can make money off of cards, how you can trade, how
Yeah.
there's just different avenues in this space that you don't have to be stuck to just go to school, get a degree, work. Like you can make money in this space, you can do well, and you can do what you love.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. Shoot, I don't know. You need a PhD yourself. In this
We're
space.
trying, we're working on it.
Yeah. I know you're going to school.
Yeah.
Kudos to that. Um, I think that's a good thing. But then you're also balancing traveling. As a
Yes.
content creator in this space, I do see you travel a lot
Mhm.
more often now. Even
Yeah.
that I might come to Canada and look up. You're across the country in America
Yes.
now.
We're not
You're
even in the
doing a
same
lot.
place.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of traveling. I gotta ask. I don't want to get into the balance of like school and things
Hmm.
of that nature,
You're good.
but is there a balance for you in that?
There is definitely a balance. Considering that I am in university, I'm currently going through finals right now.
Mm.
Traveling on the weekends, what I've kind of done is just make sure I schedule my stuff. So I guess I will talk about school a little bit. The balance is just making sure that I get what I need to get done first.
Mm.
Whether that's finishing assignments ahead of time, whether that's talking to my professors about, yo, can I get extensions? Can I at least, can you give me some advice on how to finish this? Or just making sure that I always have constant contact with my teachers, let them know what's going on in my life. Otherwise, if they don't know, then they're just going to expect you
Mm-hmm.
to submit an assignment, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
balance between, because once I'm on weekends at card shows, it's no schoolwork for me because my focus is on cards, and I try to balance. If I'm focusing on school, that's my focus, and then if I'm focusing on cards, that's my focus when I'm there at shows. The traveling part, we keep them short and sweet. Usually I'm just in on a Friday, out on a Monday, and then back to class. So it's been a good run so far. I've definitely am happy that I've been pushing myself going to the shows because I did not think that that was something I was gonna do this year. So that's been
Mm-hmm.
a big stepping stone for sure.
Do you have a favorite show right now that you like going to?
That
Do
I've
you,
been
or
to.
I wouldn't like,
Ooh, what have I
because
done?
my thing is this. Listen, I'm not gonna pinpoint one show. Like, give me three shows that you just
One
love
show,
to
yeah.
go to. Yeah, yeah. Just give me one out of three,
Hmm.
whatever you like.
I'm trying to think what shows
And
have I
there's a
done.
lot. Why are you
There's a
thinking like
lot. Out
there's a
of what
lot
I've
for us
done
TCG.
so far, yeah, out of what I've done so far, I think Culture Collision was like my first show I vended at, and that was a great experience. I learned a lot off of that in Atlanta, so
Mm.
that was a great one to go to. I mean, we met you there as well, so that
That
was
was
a good
my first
experience.
show.
Yes, and I loved the literally culture collision. I love the collision of sneakers, of sports, of TCG, everything together. There's just so much in that space, in that one space, that you can just be in like different shows all in one. So I really enjoyed that, and I love what they're doing there. I think the next best one would probably be Collecticons, and the reason I say Collecticon is because it was good for vending experience.
Mm.
I vend with a group of amazing guys down in the states, and that's just been really good for me to learn how to buy, how to sell, how to trade, and as a woman as well, just how to do business in this space. And I think the last best show, who probably has to be HobbyCon. HobbyCon is a new and
Mm.
upcoming show. Humi is doing a great job just banging out shows every month. This guy's going hard at it, and it's really good to see a local show in the GTA and Mississauga and around the area. It's good
Right.
to just have something for the Canadian community um, to go to monthly because Canada, I think, lacks a lot of big shows, and even just the
Mm.
small ones in the GTA just do very well. People want to go out, people want to talk, meet people, trade their cards. I think it's a good balance for both the vendors and for collectors.
So, question is, do you have cars for sale? Well, guess what? You can co-sign your collection with Pristine Auction. For a limited time, Hobby Talk fans pay no commission for 90 days and earn up to 110% on high value cars. Quick payouts, lower fees. I know, right? Win win. But look, you can email sales at pristineauction.com and make sure to mention Hobby Talk. But also, don't forget to utilize that code. My buyers, y'all know the code. Hobby Talk, that is. And you can get $25 off your first win. Let's get back to it. No, I like that. I think I think you got a point. Even after traveling to Canada a few
Mm-hmm.
times, I think there are good shows. I think there are great shows, like the
Yeah,
one you even mentioned. CSC is well doing their thing,
they
and
do their
you know
thing.
you got Sports Car Expo.
Mm-hmm.
Believe the Bosa show out there in
Out
Vancouver,
west, yeah,
Advancing. Yeah,
yeah.
so there's a lot,
There's some
and
good big shows, yeah.
so my thing is just like I don't know. I feel like there need to be more opportunity or someone to make opportunity to create more shows out
Mm-hmm.
there. Like I wouldn't mind seeing one of the big shows in America come out to Canada, and one of the
Mm-hmm.
shows in Canada
Yes,
come out to America one time.
I agree. Yeah.
Vice versa. I always
Mm-hmm.
heard people talk about the Sports Car Expo. Even with
Mm-hmm.
me, I first heard about it in the States before I heard about it from people in Canada. So
Right.
when you get that type of portion and get that type of vibes, I think there's also room, because I think there's a lot of space to grow when it comes into Canada. Now,
Mm-hmm.
show wise, I do see you working with individuals.
Yes.
You did bring up an individual first off, Sports Card Plaza, that group
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yeah.
Dope. Yo, shout out to them, what they
Dope
doing,
guys.
man.
Yes. They
Y'all are
go
going
hard.
hard.
They all go hard, bro. I've seen some insane deals. I don't know how they do it, but they've worked their way up and they hustle hard. They hustle hard.
I like it. That the whole situation that you got going with them, and also I see you do a lot with Becky. Can you talk a little bit about that? Like, how's that experience been? Because I see on your page not only you have a couple black labels. I ain't gonna lie, Becky. I got my card graded recently from them. I got like a 9.5, but the auto was
Yeah.
like a 8. Like they even me
Oh.
signing my own card was bad.
Yeah.
But I can't fault them for that. Like getting these
Yeah. Yeah.
tens,
Yeah.
black label tens on cards. Like what is the feeling? And then also what is the feeling of like working with like Beckett as well in the process, like content wise.
Yeah. So I guess I'll start with the working with Beckett. Something I've recently been doing, just at a couple card shows. I love doing content for them. It's great to just meet people. That element of surprise when you hit that black label, if you know that feeling, you know that feeling. So just being able to record that moment for people getting their pulls, getting the black labels, hitting their tens, even if it's sports, hitting 9.5s is big. That's been amazing. I love just interacting with the community, and just seeing what people are grading and why they choose to grade certain cards. Like just learning about the market values behind certain things, like what they look for to get a perfect card. Because there's a lot you can just learn in the grading community itself, and Beckett is amazing at what they do. But yeah, it's been fun grading for them. The last one I did was Dallas Card Show. I love it. But personally, hitting black labels, let me tell you, that is a crazy feeling. If you know it, you know it. It takes a lot of work looking for cards. Yeah, it's just, bro, trying to find Pokemon has been a struggle for me, but finding One Piece and Dragon Ball cards has been amazing. Just hitting, and I've had cards that I've cross graded over from PSA as well. I just thought maybe just try it out. This card looks great. Why would it not be a Beckett? You know? And I've managed to hit. I've gotten lucky a couple times. I'm grateful, but yeah, good luck if you're trying to hit. It's a difficult
Mm.
one for sure, but Beckett hands down is probably one of my top grading companies. And when you hit that black label, the whole card show knows that I'm hitting it. Yeah,
Yes. I
so
love it. I love it
yeah.
because it's like, that's what we kind of like strive to get
Mhm.
when we try to grade
Yeah.
these cards. Even me experiencing it for the first time. I think I seen the first black label I think I seen presented to someone like from Beckett was you
Mhm.
at the Sports Card Expo.
Yes.
And I seen the glare when you first got them cards. I'm like,
You
I
were there
started
for that.
sweating.
Yeah, yeah, you were there for that.
That right there is crazy. And I'm like, and then all of a sudden we was like, yo, we got to do the content on the spot. I don't even think people
Yeah.
realize, like, even when it comes to content creating, like, some of this stuff is not planned. It
Mhm.
happens. We like, yo, we got to make it happen right now,
Yeah.
edit it, and put it out. And I
Yeah.
think for you, you're giving us a good experience. One thing I feel like I get from you is that something I've tried to strive for myself is give people access to the show that I'm at somehow. Even if it's
Mhm.
just one video saying, yo, I'm here, boom, boom,
Yeah.
trying to get them an experience. I think you do that pretty well.
Mhm.
What is it like with the content creating and just that whole magnitude of that? Because I don't think it's just as easy as like making the content, film yourself, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to elaborate on that, just on that process of like editing and you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, being at a car show? Because some of the times I noticed that we would have to edit on the spot,
Mhm. Mhm.
right then and there. It's noise, people talking to
Yeah.
you. How is that on the content creating end, and being in the professional world? How is it?
Yeah, I think the content side, making content and learning just how to use technology, has been an interesting experience because I'm young, but I'm not good with technology. I think it's been interesting just learning how to edit a lot of YouTube videos, just how to do this, how to do that. There's a lot of time and a lot of process that goes behind the editing process, behind the
Mm.
filming, just like making sure that everything's perfect. Nothing could ever be perfect in a card show. And like I've learned that from watching you do your editing on spot. Even at the CSC show, I've seen you how you edit on spot taught me a lot. But yeah, the problem is I try to be as genuine as possible as I can be on camera. I try to let people see my raw emotion and reaction to pulling a black label or what it's like at a card show. I do my best to try to showcase that. And if the show is not great, then you may know. But yeah, the editing process has been interesting. I have definitely have struggled with trying to be perfect.
Yep.
And I know it can never be perfect. Um, but in my head, it's always going to look different to the viewer, right? If you're seeing it, if I'm seeing it, we're going to think two different things. We're going to pick out all the different flaws. You might not see any flaws. So it's definitely a learning process. It's learning to let go of trying to be a perfectionist as well, and just have people see the raw experience, see the content that's better than not putting out anything at all. Yeah.
Nah, that I agree, and I like kind of like how you broke that down. I look at it as like organized chaos,
Yeah,
straight up to the point that you
pretty
said.
much.
It's
Hmm.
definitely organized chaos.
Hmm.
Now, do you have anything going on this year that you're excited about? Before we wrap this thing up, I want to see, is there anything that you're looking forward to in 2025, or do Pirate Lady has anything going on for herself that she want to achieve this year?
Right. I this year, I mean, we got first quarter down, right?
Yep.
This year, I'm not sure in terms of what shows I'm going to. It's kind of just an on the fly thing. I'm looking forward to going to Fanatics Fest if I do make that out in June. I think that'll be a crazy experience from what I saw last year. We have our merch coming out, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yep.
That will be out soon, So
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
an
the
eye
drip
out
gonna
for
be
that.
crazy.
They're just gonna be crazy. We're combining sports and TCG together, so I'm definitely looking forward to that because I've never done merch in my life. So I think that'll be really dope, and it'd be good to see people just enjoy what we put out and create. And lastly, I think I'm just looking forward to seeing the growth that I do this year. This first quarter alone, just going to shows has taught me a lot. So now I'm just looking to implement that and push forward with content and with card flipping, buying, selling at shows. Um, who knows where it's gonna go? I don't know. I really enjoy going to shows in the States. I enjoy going to shows up here in Canada as well. Two different markets, two different types of people. It's definitely interesting seeing what it's like internationally. I do hope to go to a show maybe in Europe. England, I think has something. So looking forward to seeing if I could conquer that this year. But yeah, just hoping to expand my content. And I would love to just be able to reach out to more women. It would be my favorite goal because in this space, there's not many women. There are some amazing women that are currently out here right now that kill it both in sports and TCG.
Yep.
But I would love to see younger women in at the card shows, buying, selling, building their collections. Just being comfortable in the space is definitely something I would like to see this year.
Well said, man. Pirate Lady for president, y'all. Sure. Hey,
Totally. Prime
a
Minister
woman
up
of the
here, though.
people. Yo,
Yeah.
I love this conversation. I'm hoping people are going to be able to get to know you more personally, but also just who you are as an individual, collector,
Hmm.
being a business individual in this space, but also knowing your hard work and what you putting into this. Not only that,
Yeah.
you're balancing life, content, business, school,
Hmm.
opportunities. So I think you're definitely on your way to more success, and I hope nothing but more for you. And I
Thank you.
appreciate you definitely hopping on. Where can the people find you?
You can find me at Pirate Lady TCG on Instagram. I do also have TikTok as well, but Instagram is my main go to. If you need to contact me, shoot me a message. I'm always there, willing to help.
Hey, y'all heard it here. It's your boy the Doc. Cassie, I appreciate it.
No problem.
Pirate Lady. Make sure y'all go follow her. Tune into what she doing. And I'm telling y'all, I told people already you was gonna be on the rise. Um, I told people be ready. You're gonna be the next turn up. So, hey, I'm glad you're on the
Appreciate
right path, and appreciate you being on.
I appreciate your help with everything too. You've definitely helped push me in the space a lot and taught me a lot for sharing content. So thank you very much.
Nah, man, no problem at all. Once again, shout out to my sponsors, Pristine Auction. It's your boy the Doc. We out. All right, that's it for this week episode. Appreciate Cassidy, aka Pirate Lady TCG, for hopping on. Just speaking about who she is and also just being a woman in the space. I think it's good to see different personalities, different cultures, and seeing how people interact in this space, regardless if they collect TCG, sports cards, or whatever it is that they love in this hobby. Once again, shout out to Pristine Auction, great sponsor for this show. Hobby Talk, y'all know what's up. I'll see y'all again. It's your boy.